Is it the same one which I have opened, like top k frequent elements? Can anyone tell me that? Are they able to
Yeah.
see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the,
So yeah, it's the top k frequent elements. Like given a non-empty array, return the k most frequent elements. So for example, you have given this array and you need to give the two most frequent elements, which is like 1 because its frequency is 3, and then 2 because its frequency is 2. And that's it, because you need to give the two elements. Similarly here. And they are saying that there is k number of unique elements, and your algorithm must be better than order of n log n, where n is the array size. Like better than order of n log n, not like above. It should be less than n log n. So anybody have any approach and have tried solving this question?
for this one, I use the count. I use a map to count it, and you get a count and probably and get the top two one, the top most two frequent. But
that would be a but extra memory, and it's order of.
Oh, do they require constant memory?
Like it can be done if it is like that's one approach. I'm just like extra memory with order of n, and time complexity is also order of n, and it's better. The constraint is, yeah. Like, can we solve it without using a?
Okay, without using extra memory, I'm just thinking we can sort them.
Just a minute. How is this O of n time complexity?
Like maybe 2 of n, because you're saying that it needs to be creating a hash map where key is the number and its value would be the count of that number.
Correct. That will give you time to just create the hash map. You still need to find top k.
Then I think
you can iterate again through the hash map and keep the top two.
Oh, there's no top two, there's top k.
Oh yeah, top k. So in this case, probably use the priority queue for the second.
Time will not be order of n then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be order of n log n if you have to use the priority queue.
Yeah.
K, right? We have to involve k in here, not n log n, because we keep
only
at
the
most only k
element
in the priority queue.
Makes sense, even better.
That's what the second point in the note says.
Then it would be, I think, log k, and which is less than n log n.
So we just under the assumption that the k is always less than the n, and the number of distinct elements are not always equal to the
k.
number of elements. So it will be around it will be around n log k.
Yeah. Yeah, which will be like order of n.
That's the worst case. In fact, if we go with the realistic situation where there are some duplicates, it will be less than n log k. But yeah, in the worst case, it will be n log k if all the elements are distinct.
So how can anybody explain like how they are trying to solve using a priority queue?
So once you have this hash map created, right, just insert each of the entry from hash map into the priority queue, right? And then what you can do is keep your priority queue as a mean heap, you will always have the minimum element on the top. And as soon as you see the size of the priority queue getting more than k, you can remove the minimum element from the priority queue. That will keep your size of queue always under the bounds of k. And this you can do for all the elements that you're in the hash map. Once you're done, at the end, you will have the top k elements remaining in the priority queue, which you can print out.
So you're saying we are using a two data structure over here, the hash map as well as the priority queue. My question is, can we do it without using a hash map? Just using a priority queue?
How? Now my question is, then your priority queue size will grow to the order of n. It can be done. It will again become n log n. And the problem says, can we do better than n log n? So essentially what you're doing, if your all elements are distinct, you'll keep inserting into the priority queue, right? And your size of priority queue will become of size n.
Yeah.
And then in that case, you will keep a max heap, and then you'll have to extract the top k elements. Right? And the insertion into priority queue for all the elements will take n log n time. The extraction will only take k log n, but insertion into priority queue will take n log n.
The other way I think it can improve the performance a little bit is not to use the priority queue. I'm kind of thinking using the what they call the partition in the quick sort, so that we can partition on the pivot, so to find k. So if we do that, then it probably going down to big O of n.
It will not come down to big O of n, because quick sort or quick select, the partition pivot of the element in itself can take worst case of O of n, and this will be doing for all the elements. So it will go to n squared.
Is it? So we do the map, hash map first, right? When we have a hash map, and then we can do the quick sort. Then
let's assume the hash map has all distinct elements. It's all the elements in nums are distinct. So your hash map will always be the size of the nums. And then you apply a quick select on each of the element. That's what that is the reason why quick sort in worst case gives you a n squared.
Yeah, but in the worst case, it rarely happens, right? It like rarely happens.
It rarely happens, but I'm just saying from the asymptotic point of view, we need to, because a big O actually gives you the worst case scenario. If we want to
randomly pick the index, then it wouldn't be, n square.
Right. If we randomly pick the index, it may not always be n square, but I'm just talking about the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
The random.
Can somebody explain how that will work?
Sorry.
Like,
can somebody explain how the quick
about
sort run, how it will work?
Sort? Are you talking about the quick select?
Yeah. Can anybody explain this? How it would work in this particular question for using quick select?
I'll just give you I'll share my screen, just explain the basic idea of quick select, and then probably it will automatically give you an answer.
Yeah, I'll stop my screen.
Assume you have a few numbers, 4, 6, 1, 4, 3, 5. Now what I'll do is I have to find top k elements. K, let's assume it's 2 in this case. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll get. So have you heard about the Dutch national flag problem?
Yeah.
Right. So similar to that, what we're doing is we'll keep one pointer here, which is j. We'll keep one pointer here, which is I. And then randomly among this, we'll select one element. Let's assume I'm selecting 8. This is called my pivot element. Now moving from left and moving from right, what I'll do is I'll move from here and find if there's any element which is less than j, right? This element is less than pivot. So it is less than pivot, right? And what is the first number which is greater than pivot? I find 12 is greater than pivot. I'll stop here. My I is here, j is here. I'll stop here. I'll swap those two elements. So now after this iteration, 4, 6, 1, 8, 5, and then 1, right? And then after that, I'll increment my both I and j. Increment my I, decrement my j. Okay, now again, I'm going ahead and trying to find an element from j which is less than my current element pivot, which is 5, which is correct here, and an element which is greater than or equal to my current pivot, which is again here. Now, what I'll do is I'll just swap these two again, right? 4, 6, 1, 5, 8, and 1. Now you see, when I selected this pivot element has reached its proper position. Oh, not here, man, it's right here. Right, all the elements on the right hand side they are greater. All the elements on left hand side they are less than. Okay, so we don't need to, and our element or number, this index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, just fourth element, right? And we have to find which one? Second. So definitely our answer lies on the left hand side. Or right hand side, all elements are greater, which may or may not be in order. Like we can have 11 here. We don't care about that. We just need to care about whether the index 4, all the elements greater on the right side or not. So now what is happening is this is getting divided into two arrays, right? And all the elements which should be on the right hand side are here, which should be on left hand side are here. I'll again perform the same operation on this part of the array using some random index again now from here, like suppose 4. My I will start from here, my j will start from here. Till the time I find my pivot or the pivoted element at second position. Once I reach my, once my pivot reaches as the second position, I'm sure on the left hand side, I only have numbers which are less than the pivoted element, and on the right hand side, they're all greater. Now this is, this is what I have done for finding the smaller elements or top case small elements. We can just, reverse the logic for the smaller and greater and find the same thing for largest elements also. Is this understood or might not be clear enough, but bear with me for today.
This is great. Anyone have any questions on this?
I have a trivial question on the previous hash map discussion. So for traversing the hash map, you take O of n, and for getting any values which are greater than or equal to k will be O of 1, right? So then why is that bad?
What is O of 1?
Why it is O of 1?
No, not why is it O of 1. It's better than n log n, right?
No, which one are you talking about? The first hash map?
The first approach that was discussed, like you just use the hash map.
How is getting top k and O of 1 question?
You are getting the values for k equal to 2 and k equal to 1.
Sorry, let's assume the first example.
Yes.
Right? And we have 1, 1, 1, 3 and 2, 2.
Yeah.
So your hash map will be 1, 3.
Yes.
2 will have 2, 3 will have 1.
Yes.
Let me share my screen again. Sonia, if you could write the value. Let me.
Yeah.
So we have 1, 1, 1, 3,
Yeah.
2, 2, right?
Yeah.
So your hash map will have 3 entries. 1 will be 3, 3 will be 1, 2 will be 2. Right? And how will we find the top k elements here in O of 1 operation? Let's assume k equal to 2.
Oh, okay.
I understand the confusion because the input in the example is given sorted.
I see. Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Another thing is like if you can take a tree map, then it would always assorted, and you can take something like that reverse one. But the only problem is it's again n log n.
Right. Tree map is also an acceptable approach if you are okay with n log n.
Yeah.
Can we do better than n log k?
Sorry?
Can we do
And
better than n log k?
better than n log k would be trivial, I would say.
Then I think we need to do the quick select thing.
Can you repeat?
I think then we have to go with the quick select way. Quick select.
Quick select can also go to maybe
N square.
n square.
No.
In the worst case,
Yep.
yeah, in the worst case, it may go to n square.
So what's better than n log k? Is order of n, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do that unless and until we at least once go through the entire array.
Can we do bucket sort?
Bucket sort, it would be extra memory.
Yes, it will be extra memory because either you are creating the heap or the buckets. It's the extra memory.
How much extra memory? Because here the extra memory of using a
Hash.
hash would be also be less because they are frequent elements, and queue would also be less. But
Yes.
taking a bucket sort, how much memory we need?
Yep, I agree with that, but like the question is not talking about
The problem is,
talking about the
you
time
know,
complexity.
for the bucket sort, I don't know the size of buckets.
Yeah. So
That I'd have to. I still need to know the distribution of elements for
yeah,
this.
so how many buckets like we will need?
Like for example, in first we need 3 buckets.
Yes, but like given array of n elements, okay, how many maximum buckets like we will need?
In a worst case,
The
it would
maximum count of any single element.
It should be
Like the count of any single, the max count of any single element.
yes, it should be count of like number of elements in the array. Okay, because assume all the elements are like in the first example, like we have 5 elements or 6 elements, and all the elements are 1.
Mhm.
Okay. So 1 is occurring how many times? 6 times.
6 times.
Okay, so you
Six
need a
is
bucket from 1 to 6. Okay, bucket with size 1, bucket with size 2, and up to 6. So you need like 6 buckets at max. Correct?
correct. Yeah.
Okay, then create an array of an array. Okay, where each element in that array is a bucket. Don't initialize them in the starting. Okay, makes sense. And once we are iterating over the hash map, which we have already created, start putting the elements based on frequency. So let's say like we find 1 in the first example, 1 or 3 times.
Mhm.
Okay, find the index at location 3. Okay,
Mhm.
bucket is empty, like null. Create a bucket. Okay, and then put 1 in that bucket.
So is that possible that we can have a same number of frequent elements?
Yes, you can have the same number of frequent elements. So let's say in the first example, we have 3 1s, 3 2s, and 3 3s, and you have to find our top k, like top 2 elements. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you can return either 1 2, 2 3, or 1 3.
So you're saying we'll go for the index of that 3 and take and in that bucket we'll be having all the 3 elements 1, 2, and 3.
Yes. So
Okay.
so the idea is like create the buckets as you are iterating over the hash map, put all the elements in the respective buckets, and then iterate the array of buckets in the reverse order. Okay, so wherever we find the first bucket, let's say, which contains the number of elements occurring in the highest frequency, see how many elements are in that bucket. Okay, if let's say there are only one element, okay, take all the elements from that bucket and then find the next bucket with the highest frequency.
I think this will work if the elements are sorted.
Why do you think so?
Otherwise, otherwise I again need to get a hash map to get the frequency. So if I'm
Yeah,
creating
we
a
need a
hash
hash
map,
map for the frequency as well.
Yes, like we need a hash map for sure.
okay,
But,
okay.
but after creating a hash map with each element with the respective frequency, bucket sort them.
Mhm. Okay, so if one element has frequency of 1 million, that means my number of buckets should be 1 million.
Yes, but let me like share my code also, okay? So it will make like more clear.
Yeah, you can share now.
You guys can see my screen.
We are seeing the wallpaper.
Just the wallpaper.
Okay. Give me a sec. Looks like I need to allow Zoom to give like some permissions. Just give me a sec. I need to rejoin.
Can we go to next question and come back to this question at the end?
Puneet, can we do so?
Yeah, no issues. We can go ahead.
I think Gaurav joined.
Yes, it looks like now I can share my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So the first logic is same. Okay. The one that is selected. Here we are creating a hash map and counting the frequency of each element. Correct? Okay. And then what we will do, we will create a list of buckets because we need n buckets. If the size of array is n, we need +1 because it can go from 0 to n elements. Then start iterating over the hash map, get the number, get its frequency. Okay. If the bucket at that frequency is null, initialize the bucket and add the number in that bucket. Is it clear? Up until here?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So by this time, until line number 26, what we have done, we have initialized the respective buckets that we need and put all the elements with the frequency in the similar buckets. Okay. So in this example, what we will have in the first example, we will have 4 buckets, bucket with size 0, 1, 2, and 3. So in the size 3 bucket, 1 will go. In the size 2 bucket, 2 will go. And in the size 1 bucket, 3 will go. Okay.
Yeah.
Then start iterating the buckets from the these buckets from the last. Okay. Pick the last bucket which has the elements of highest frequency. Okay. And check if that bucket is null or not. Okay. So in this case, we will pick the bucket at index 3 first. Right? And then check how many elements are in that bucket. We only have one element, which is 1. Okay. Add that to a result. Pick that number. Okay. Now we need like one more element. So iterate again, go to the second bucket and take the second element. One more element and then we are good. Okay, because this question says you can return any two numbers which are most frequent. They are not requiring the number in any sorted order or any like lexicographically increasing order or decreasing order. So we are good. We just need to pick the top two numbers. Any questions on this?
And will this work if we have like constraint that get the top two or top k based on the lexicographical order of the numerical value?
Yeah, then it will not work, because then what we will need to do, we can still do the bucket sort, but then in each bucket, we need to sort the elements.
Mhm.
We need to sort each element. Right?
Yeah, like in each bucket. Okay, which will be again order of n log k. Cause assume like in the worst case, let's say if all the elements are in one bucket
One.
only, yeah, it will be n log n. Okay.
You start from last because the most frequent elements will be at the last position. That's why.
Yes, because we have initialized the buckets from 0 to 3, and at the index 3, we are putting all the elements which are occurring thrice.
Okay.
Okay.
May I ask what's the time complexity for this solution?
Okay. So let's calculate it. What's the time complexity of creating a map?
It's all of n.
Okay. What's the time complexity of iterating over the elements in the map and then putting them in the bucket?
All of n.
Okay. So these two combined says order of n.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the time complexity of iterating through each bucket and then picking each element?
Okay. It's all of k, I think. It's no need to iterate the whole bucket. It's just need to pick up the k element in the bucket.
Yep. So order of n plus order of n plus order of k, which should be order of n.
All of n. Yeah. Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like a great approach. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for sharing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Shall we move for the last question? Anybody wants to discuss anything? Okay, so